everyone. Welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia, and this is going to be basically just a general chat, general check-in with Divine Feminine. We're going to be talking today about how to detach from Divine Masculine. And if some of you aren't ready to hear this kind of a thing or aren't interested in actual union, then this video may not be for you. It will eventually be. It really just depends on where you're at in the journey. For those of you who tune into the daily DM to DFs or anything like that, I will still be releasing that kind of content because, you know, it makes sense for people who are at that part in their journey, and it can be quite healing. And it leads up to this point, basically. So eventually you will become tired and bored and frustrated, you know, on your journey towards this point where you are ready to completely release, let go, and detach from your divine masculine. Okay, so this video is for those of you who are ready or who have already been working on this process, or maybe whom want to just check in and learn a little bit more. I will be offering a step-by-step kind of instruction, and we will also be taking a look at the tarot here for a visual prompt as well. So, yeah, I'm actually going to edit this video. This video will be edited because I'm going to be changing the images. I feel like first what we should speak about, though, is what are twin flames, right? We all know that twin flames, we share the same soul. We share the same higher self. We are part of a blessed union here. The bond between the two here can never be broken. And of course, this represents the whole soul with the lovers. This is blessed union. Okay, here's the masculine, here's the feminine. Now we all embody both energies within ourselves at a soul level. The twin flame journey is unique in the way that those energies express in the physical, here in the 3D, on this plane, on planet Earth, into separate bodies, okay? It doesn't mean that we aren't whole souls in and of ourselves, because we are. We're just bits of the one larger soul, really basically experiencing itself into physical bodies. So the bond between you and your divine masculine can never be broken because they are you and you are them. So I just wanted to lay that groundwork, that foundation here, that no amount of cord cutting or any kind of removals or paid services that people can offer or do offer to break these bonds, it'll never work. So don't waste your money, okay? I just had to put that out there. Okay, y'all. So now we are looking at the lovers and the devil. And I promise you this is actually leading somewhere. As you can see, we were speaking about the lovers being this divinely blessed union of the masculine and the feminine, a bond that cannot be broken. Where I'm sure you can now see side by side the similarity between the devil energy and the lovers, right? It looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Now, one obviously is divinely blessed. The other is something that we have the ability to release ourselves from. And the devil energy is all about it can be lust, obsession, addiction, okay? Toxic thought patterns, behaviors, things that we cannot, well, we feel like, no, we can absolutely break these bonds here. And I'll show you in a second. But it's things that we continue to do All right, even though we know that it's not for our highest and greatest good. Now, why am I saying that, Divine Feminine, right now? You are or have been in the energy of the devil. Well, obsessively watching tarot, obsessing about divine masculine, obsessing about union, obsessing about, it's this just about the connection in general, about the bond in general, looking for egoic validation on the outside, so physical manifestation of your twin, to come and satisfy you, to make you feel good, to make you, feel whole, feel complete, when in reality, you are whole and complete no matter what. That bond can't be broken. So with the devil here, of course, like I mentioned already, it does represent that toxic behavior, thought pattern, obsessive, the need to be with your divine masculine in the physical. The devil will often come up in twin flame readings, and this is why. Because we have to find a way to detach, okay? I love this imagery here, the mountain, this peak, okay? There's usually an obstacle, right, of coming together, but no matter what, the two lovers, it's pointing to the heavens here. And I always notice the opposite going down. Okay, so this mountain, to me, it speaks to raising your vibration, okay? The devil energy is lowering your vibration. So it's anything that is not good for you that's going to keep you down. It's going to keep your vibration down. It's going to keep you from elevating spiritually. It's going to keep you from evolving or, awakening, connecting to your consciousness and raising your consciousness, basically. So when we are chained to the devil, you will notice here that these people's hands are free and the chains are pretty loose. So this speaks to our ability to detach from this lower vibrational energy here. And that's exactly what we're talking about today in this video, okay? So basically, this video is meant to kick off a series of, basically, welcome to Divine Masculine Rehab, y'all. Divine Masculine Rehab. Okay, so whenever we have the devil, we know in order to detach, okay? And I'm not just straight up saying divine masculine's the devil. It's the obsession. It's the holding on. It's the need, okay? And we're going to talk about that. In order to release ourselves from this attachment, it's going to require strength of will. Now, of course, again, the bond that the two of you share is unbreakable, okay? We're talking about detaching from the need for union, the need to have your divine masculine in your life. Right now, your divine masculine is an addiction for you, okay? It's an obsession, right? And, this is why we're having a look at the devil, okay? So it's a toxic thought or behavior pattern, and it's related to your ego's identity, our wants and our needs, okay? We're trying to control this connection. We're trying to soothe our ego, okay? We believe union with our divine masculine in the physical is the answer. But why do we believe that? We believe that union with our divine masculine will relieve the pain, relieve the suffering, okay? It's like a drug. And that's why a lot of us are in that energy of needing to release the divine masculine, needing to release that toxic behavior, thought patterns, and things like that. So my intention is to assist you and myself. Okay, so I'm not coming at you in some condescending way. I'm learning as I go as well. Always, always, always learning. Always growing. I'm on the journey too. And I am absolutely guilty of being in that obsessive energy myself. Okay, I do try to check myself, but it doesn't always work. You know, it's hard. It's hard to release. It's hard to let go. It's hard to not think about your counterpart when they're sending you energy, or, you know, if you're tapping in daily, like I am on, you know, in the collective, or, yeah, that kind of thing. So, and it's hard. It's hard in general, even if you're not, you know, doing tarot readings all day about it. Yeah, so it's really detaching from our ego and that need. Why do we feel like we need to have our divine masculine? The divine masculine is already within us. It exists in ourselves. We are the divine masculine, okay? So it's time to really step into our strength, and my intention is to help the divine feminine turn into, you know, the DF, turn into the double DF, which is the detached divine feminine here. So in order to do that, what do we need to do? We need to tap into our strength, tap into our courage, tap into our bravery here, and really take the control and power back in our own lives. We need to learn how to tame this beast, right? Um, and that will require strength of will, as with any addiction, overcoming any addiction, okay? There is a step-by-step process, and you have to make a plan about it, right? What I love about the strength energy, though, in the tarot is you can see that this woman here, this is a never-ending battle, okay? This is talking about that, again, this union energy, calm, balance, peace, okay? You can see here in the card that this woman here is gently taming this lion, this beast, okay, with kindness, with love, with compassion. All right. It's a very graceful energy, and you can tell that, you know, she has dominion over this beast here. So this is what we basically have to come to this point as divine feminines, is controlling that need. Okay, stepping away from that need to have union in the 3D. Okay. Basically, it's also speaking to having control over your emotions, balancing your emotions, holding back, and not only offering that courageous, loving compassion to others, but mostly offering it to ourselves here as well, because in order to get to this point, we had to experience the toxic nature of the devil, that obsessive energy, you know. So in order for us to have learned this lesson and step into our strength, we have to learn that lesson of self-worth, our value, and it's through this very experience that we discover our strength of will and our ability to detach. It really does depend on how we view ourselves and how much we love ourselves, okay? So it's an act of self-love as well. So offering that kindness and compassion to yourself is indeed part of that growth and that strength that is required, because, like I just said, we had to go through it in order to learn it, okay? So it is actually of help, and we have to learn to integrate our ego and our shadow side and all of these lessons in order for us to truly evolve on our spiritual journey into expanding our consciousness. Okay, so I'm going to pause here, and then we're going to get into the step-by-step process of detachment. Okay, so step one here is realizing, coming to that point of clarity and knowing, really knowing the truth that separation is an illusion, and that this eternal flame, the sharing of the soul here, can never be broken. We indeed embody both the masculine and feminine energies within our soul. So union is already here. Now, this is why I put the world card here, because this is all about coming into union, learning a lot about yourself. This is actually, you're not really supposed to be able to tell. This is the blending of the masculine and feminine energies into the one whole soul. Having gone through many lessons and coming into union with the self. This is really a graduation, okay? And what happens when we're in the energy of the world. And a lot of readers and what do you want to call them, intuitive or psychic, have all been speaking about, union in 2021. Well, 21 is the year we're in, right? And it's also the energy of the world, and the world is actually an energy of union. So I do believe that many twin flames will be coming into union. Maybe not just in the physical here, but, on the soul level, coming into union with the self. So it's a twin flame journey. It's all about you. It's all about coming into balance within your soul and elevating your consciousness and evolving your soul on a spiritual level here. So union, it's about union coming together with the self. So as we are in the space of union inside of ourselves, like at a soul level, then that is how we draw it in on a physical level as well. Okay, so as within, so without. So the first step is coming to that realization that separation is an illusion and it's a journey back to you. Union is all about you, really, right? Okay, so the next step, step 2, is letting go of the ego and the need and the desire, the want to have your twin here in the physical. Now, we will touch more on tools on how you can develop that ability to walk away and to let go later on in step 4 here. But in the meantime, let's just remember that the mind is basically trapping us in this illusion that we are unable to let this go, that we're always going to be tied to the pain and suffering on a twin flame journey. What we have to do is remove our blindfold, okay? Take things one step at a time and release the mind trap. Basically, we have to gain control of our minds in order to truly walk away from this trap, this feeling that we are bound to our twin. Okay, how we do that, I just said by one step at a time here, taking things one step at a time. We have to abandon the emotional investments, the pain, the pleasure, everything that we've invested emotionally so far on this journey, because at the end of the day, there is something missing here, right? We feel that empty space, and we feel that it is our divine masculine that will fill that space, and we'll go into that wish fulfillment and living in this happiness and this joy and this abundance. In reality, that empty space that needs to be filled it's part of you. It's something that you have to find within. So this is part of the journey, is releasing, letting go, surrender. All right. And going off on a journey by yourself, on your own, to discover how it is you are going to be the one to fill this empty space and come into a space of being whole and happy and balanced within yourself. This is how you end up standing in your power and standing in your strength. Notice the reason why I included the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups, because there's always a way, even though we feel trapped in our minds. This is that obsessive thinking, feeling like we can't ignore, thoughts of our divine masculine, or wanting to be with the divine masculine, things like that. Thoughts of union, all the other examples here, even just watching tarot, okay? Trying to figure out a solution to this problem, this missing piece, finding that way in, or whatever it is here. The Eight of Swords, the advice always coming from Spirit is, you can see that there is really nothing standing in your way. This is a mind trap. The swords represent energy of the mind here. And we feel all tied and bound, and, we have a blindfold. We have no idea. So that's the feeling. But if we use our faith, right? The eight is, this energy is all about having faith. It's an energy of mastery and taking action and accomplishing something. It takes a lot of strength, which is also the eight, okay? The eight, in order to release yourself from this obsessive, toxic behavior, or even just being tied and really truly identifying with the ego and the worries of the ego. Okay, so yeah, going back to the faith, we need to have faith that if we do take one step at a time in the right direction here, which is following our own bliss in a journey to home, to the self, to fill the self, to fulfill the self. There's nothing standing in our way, basically, is what I'm getting to. Okay, so we're never really truly stuck. Again, these chains are loose. We can take them off and walk away. It sounds as easy as saying to just stop, but as any addict for any substance will tell you, it's more than just saying to ourselves, "Oh, we're just going to stop. We're just going to stop." There's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to it, right? And that's we will be going through ways in which we can develop this strength, this energy, and this will to just stop. Okay, step 3 is going no contact. So just like you would if you were dealing with a narcissist. And if it helps, go ahead and check out some going no contact videos. You know what? I'll include one in the link here. It really does help, okay, when you are going no contact, regardless if you believe your masculine is a narcissist or not, okay? So take this very seriously. So remove their contact from your phone. First step. Absolutely do not message them. Do not contact them. No contact means no contact, okay? And you know what? I just realized I forgot to include this for a visual. This is what I wanted to include here. Sorry, y'all. Go no contact. Go no contact. All right. So, yeah. You want to remove their contact from your phone. Don't message them. So if you don't have to block them, okay? You absolutely don't have to block them. But if you feel like you won't have the ability or the strength just yet to not send them a message or not reach out to them, or even, not look at their social media or whatever, their socials, then absolutely feel free to block them. It'll be up to you, right? It'll be up to you. You basically are trying to remove them from your environment and really stop that habit of checking in on them, or even watching too many tarot readings about the divine masculine, okay? And I myself will be focusing more on divine feminine readings in the coming days, weeks, months, okay? Just to give y'all some more content, okay? So replace it with something healthy, okay? Anyways, so taking okay, on social media, you can just, you can mute them, you can ignore their messages, have them go to spam, mark them as junk or whatever you're going to do, but make sure that you're not getting any notifications, or you're not sending them messages, you're not constantly checking your phone to see if they read your message or if they've messaged back, and then going into your head again with all of these obsessive thoughts. Why didn't they look, or are they going to look, or are they going to reach out, are they going to respond, and like things like that. So basically removing any and all reminders, and absolutely not stalking them on social media. Okay. I'm just going to remove the Two of Swords so that we can look. No stalking. No online stalking, no messaging. Okay. No contact whatsoever. I don't care if they're in the hospital or whatever. Like, just don't. You have to act as if you've never even met them before in your life, or at least if it feels better to say, okay, for today, I'm not going to do it. And this is actually a tool that addicts in of any kind, okay, will use. Like, I will not, just for today, I will not, whatever. So tell yourself, be a good exercise to tell yourself, just for today, I will not look at my Divine Masculine socials, or just for today, I will not watch a reading about, Divine Masculine. And you take it one step at a time, because it's a much more manageable goal for yourself. Also, this will make it easier, okay, day by day. And it does take about 21 days to break a habit of doing something. So if you can do it for 28 days or 21 days, then automatically, you've broken the habit, right? Now we will talk about replacing it and having a plan for those times when it's really difficult, okay? It's hard for you to be in that strength of holding yourself back, okay? So also just take away all reminders of them. So, deleting them from your mind completely, and trying your best to live as if you never met them before in your life, all right? If it helps to kind of grasp that, when I was writing the notes for this video, I thought a scene from a movie with Jim Carrey. It's really good, called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And I'll link to that, and at least like a wiki about it. But it's really good. It's very twin flame-ish, where these two meet one another, and one tries to erase the total memory of them just to live their day-to-day life. And that's basically what you are attempting to do. If it makes you feel better, putting a time limit on it, you can do that. Well, I won't, I'll live like this for 6 months and see what happens. And go from there. Okay. All right. I think we can move on to step number 4, which is forgiving yourself and forgiving them, and really taking the time out to heal. All right. In order to heal, we have to feel, right? We have to feel the feelings. So trying to skip over this process of grieving really will do you no good. There has to be a release of the emotions. And again, that will be listed, ideas will be listed very soon. Okay, so you still have to feel it. You still have to feel the pain. It will lessen as you work with it, okay, and don't ignore it here. And of course, offering that strength and compassion and forgiveness to yourself for any guilt or shame or any mistreatment maybe you have been a part of, and even for how much time you wasted obsessing over them or holding on to them, and I can hear many Divine Feminines saying, well, why should I forgive them? Because, they did this and this and this to me. Well, essentially, what I have to say to that is, beyond forgiving yourself for spending so much time and off on them and wasting so much time, on them, because that is like, it weighs heavy on any divine feminine. Okay. How much time was wasted, or, and holding on and not moving on from this eternal bond here. Anyways, let me get back to it. If you are unwilling to forgive them, then essentially you are unwilling to forgive yourself. So it does go hand in hand. They are your twin, after all. They are part of your soul. All right. So doing that is where we really start working within our own energies. Okay. Temperance is an energy of balance, blending. It's alchemical marriage. So it's turning, basically speaking to the olden days, alchemy, right? Turning lead into gold, working with the elements, working with our pain, working with our happiness, transmutation basically is the idea here. So taking this pain and transmuting it, all right? And using that as fuel in our healing, in our growth, our spiritual path, our awakening consciousness, and yeah, it's really, really coming into balance with the self. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Reconciling with your twin, reconciling with yourself, and coming into a space of loving and forgiveness. Okay. All right. So, there's a couple of things I want to say on that in a minute, but I wanted to explain to you just a little bit of imagery in the tarot. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Two of Cups again, because okay, I'm going to start with the Two Cups. Let's look at the Two Cups here. The Five of Cups is all about grief, sadness over what's been lost, what's been spilled, okay? We're mourning, okay? We're grieving the loss. What this figure here, cloaked in black, fails to realize, because they're so focused on what is lost, they haven't tapped into their strength, okay? They have yet to tap into their strength and lift their head and turn around and see what is still there, what's still standing, and that is the Two of Cups. That is the bond, the eternal bond. It is still there. The separation. This is the illusion. So we have to honestly lift our heads, feel the feelings, of course, but then come to that space where we've spilled all the tears we need to, or whatever we need to do. We need to journal or write or process in whatever way feels good for you. Work with those energies, okay? Working with those energies and getting to a space where we can realize that we still have the Two of Cups here standing as a support, okay? That is that union energy as well, okay? And then, of course, the Two of Cups, here they are, working with these energies. What do we have left? We still have these Two Cups where we can work within our divine feminine, divine masculine within, come to balance, come to peace, inner peace, okay? Enlightenment. You can see the crown around the angel's head here. The triangle representing mind, body, and spirit coming into whole, coming into union, basically, okay? And really transmuting our pain and working with what we have. And I wanted to highlight here the Two of Cups. These Two Cups are important. Okay, these Two Cups are important because it does represent that balance, that wholeness within. And many, many people here on YouTube, readers, have completely glossed over the meaning, the true meaning of the Two of Cups here. Is it union? Is it coming together? Is it soulmate? Is it love, love, love? Absolutely. It's seeing a mirror of yourself in someone else, okay? There is that blending of the energies that's going on here, okay? And this is still here for us as we hold all these energies in ourselves, okay? Um, so this is really, there is another meaning here with the Two of Cups, and this is getting to know yourself, reconnecting with yourself. And it doesn't serve purposes of a love reading when the Two of Cups comes out. Um, if it comes out with as an outcome and there's the Five of Pentacles and death and the Five of, cups and all these other energies, a reader will jump and say, oh, but there will be union in the end. There'll be a connection. You'll have a connection. No, it's not always the case here. It can be speaking to coming into union with the self, self-love, self-care, meeting yourself in the middle here, okay? Extending that same loving energy that you would extend to the other half of, your divine counterpart, let's say, extending that same energy to yourself, coming into balance, coming into peace, coming into union with the self. So I just wanted to point that out there, that this is all part of the journey, okay? It is all part of the journey. So I'll just speak a little bit about the tools that will help you connect to the present moment, because that's what we really have to do is come to that space where we're releasing the ego and releasing the energy of these trapping mind, whatever loops and thoughts that we feel are keeping us stuck. So tools that can help you expand and evolve your soul and your spiritual knowledge. The Power of Now is an amazing place to start. It's an amazing book, and I will link an audiobook read by the author Eckhart Tolle that you can get for free right here on YouTube. Okay, and that will really help with the awakening process and the shedding of the ego, or at least becoming aware and step by step gaining consciousness and really expanding your consciousness. It will help you to release your divine masculine, living in the now instead of living in the past or living in the future. Okay, so that's a really big step. Next, meditation is kind of part of that. So taking that time out to just release all of these thoughts, all of the burdens here. This is, of course, no mistake that there's 3 swords hanging on the wall, and this person is basically, laying on a funeral. I feel like it's like a deathbed type of energy, right? Because the 3 of Swords, that is that pain, that heartache, that isn't happening anymore, but we keep reliving in the mind, okay? So getting back into the present moment through meditation, okay? And releasing those thoughts that keep us stuck on the pain, okay? Another amazing exercise that I myself was surprised at how difficult it felt, at first to do it. But it gets easier and easier, and it is very healing, is saying the Ho'oponopono prayer and using meditations with that. And it basically is a forgiveness prayer, and you can learn more about it. I'll put links in the description here, and it goes, I am sorry, and then you insert a name. So you would use this on yourself, and you would use this for your divine masculine. You would insert their name, okay? So it goes, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you say this over and over, and that vibration, that energy of love actually helps to heal holes in your auric field and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you can really go down a rabbit hole in finding out how it works, why it works, and the energy and the vibration that you're putting out. Okay, so I'll link to some information below, but that is a very helpful exercise for forgiveness and healing. Okay, it's a wonderful method and it works. So another is, to journal or to speak. If you don't like writing or journaling or recognizing your feelings in writing form, it is important in processing to let it out, especially if you are in feminine energy. That is how we generally process any kind of pain, difficulty, anything really. Feminine energy processes through speaking or communicating, okay? So getting it off your chest by way of writing, or even just, recording files into your phone, deleting them, whatever. It's amazing exercise to write a journal of thoughts whenever it comes up. Staying in the now, not judging yourself for the thoughts that come up when they come up, just allowing them to pass, feeling the feeling, allow it, and then to do something else. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. That's more step 5. But another thing you can do is try to, if you feel like you have an assignment or a mission, aligning with that, okay? Using your pain here as mission fuel is what I often say here on the channel for temperance energy. And it is just part of transmuting and healing, okay? So also, other things like exercise and other healthy things to replace that habit, right? When you would normally spend time daydreaming or stalking or whatever, your divine masculine, okay? So I'm also going to be starting like a reflection series using tarot and writing prompts where I have different questions that I'll be asking, and we'll do a reading around each one of those questions. And you'd have the opportunity to take out that journal if you felt so inclined, and to write your thoughts as we go through a reading. Now, an amazing exercise is to then take those journals at the full moon and burn them or whatever, So there's that. But yeah, I'm really using this video here as a launching point to offer Divine Feminine more healing type of readings that focus on healing and self-discovery. Okay. Anything that will assist you on your journey back to the self. Okay. So this will be rolling out in the coming days and weeks, and it'll all be free. It'll all be free. Of course, I'll still be offering personal readings because those are still helpful, taking a look at the energy and lessons around you specifically. But as far as general healing content, this is where I will put more focus on for you all. And now we're going to move on to step 5. Okay. So now it's time to make a plan, okay? Make a plan and put it into action so that you can come to this space of your wishes coming true, okay? Raising your vibration, nurturing yourself, self-love, self-care, and you got to stick to it. All right, so what do I mean by that? When you're in a space, this is what we need to make the plan for. So when you're in a space where you feel like, you want to reach out to your divine masculine, or you want to check on them or something, or they come into your mind and they come into your energy, whenever you pick up on it here, you need to allow yourself to feel it, allow the thought to come in, allow it to pass, do what you need to do, observe it. Don't judge it. Don't judge it. Send it love. Okay, send your masculine love if you feel like doing that. Send love to yourself, tap into your action plan here. What are you going to do when this happens? So are you going to read? Are you going to, go outside, go for a walk? Are you going to meditate? Are you going to journal? Are you going to say the Ho'oponopono prayer? Are you going to do 10 push-ups? Like, what are you going to do? You need to make a plan of action, implement it, and then stick to it, okay? Continue working, putting your head down, and continue working on yourself, raising your own vibration and raising your own level of consciousness and your spiritual journey so that you can get into a space where all your wishes and dreams come true. And this is what it is to fully surrender, okay? To be this hanged man here as we take a step back, we take a time out, we gain new perspective, we gain enlightenment here, and enlightenment being remaining in the present, not allowing our thoughts to take control of our daily lives here, being the observer, being present, okay? Not judging, just allowing, feeling, surrender, okay? Full surrender here. And this is really going to help you take the power and control back into your life, okay, by implementing these new boundaries and new rules, let's say. The Emperor loves a good set of rules. So in Divine Masculine Rehab, we've just gone over those rules, okay? So yeah, this will really help you align with your inner Divine Masculine and connect with your inner Divine Masculine by stepping into that power. All right. And creating balance within, coming into union within here. So what's interesting is by doing all of this, this will actually manifest Divine Masculine in the physical. Okay. It's just, yeah, whatever you keep chasing will always keep running. So as soon as you stop running, you know, what happens as soon as you let go? What happens, right? The energy shifts, and I'll add another video for you to explore more on those ideas as well. So yeah, this will actually bring your Divine Masculine back to you in the physical. Now, whether or not you'll want it will be up to you when that time comes. Who knows, right? Okay, so Divine Feminine, this has been the introduction to this new series. I don't have a name for it yet. Maybe just Divine Masculine Rehab. We're going to stick to that. And I do hope that this information was of help. And of course, if it was, you can always like the video here. And yeah, if you like my vibe and you haven't joined our tribe yet and you're Divine Feminine tuning in, please subscribe, because there's definitely more to come down the line here. And yeah, we'll go through this together. If you have any ideas for readings, you can always let me know in the comments as well. And just thank you all so very much for being here. Yeah, for being here with me, for listening. If you stuck it out to the end of the video here, let me know. Y'all will get some extra love, okay? Sending everyone love anyways, all the time. Thank you so much. Bye.